Welcome back, you giggle and gal pals. We have the author of Godsbane, Lindsey Richardson, with us to talk about her upcoming novella, Deathsbane, and her new audio release of Godsbane. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
We are so excited to have you back.
Me too. I'm so excited to be here.
Warning, while we may be your giggling gal pals, we don't recommend listening to this podcast around little ears or ears that may be offended because we say bad words and shitty things. I guess I don't need to tell people to clamp that clam into this journey.
I mean, everyone needs a reminder.
Yeah.
You know, relax those shoulders, unclench that jaw, clamp that clam, and now let's get into it.
There we go.
That's how we start all of our podcasts because, we're going through a journey.
Absolutely.
It's an educational podcast. We like people to make sure that they're all clamped up,
Gotta be.
You just never know when you are going to meet a Cal in your life,
Mm-mm.
Gotta be
Gotta
ready.
be ready.
You want it ready down there, okay?
So, Lindsay, tell us what you're currently reading.
I am actually currently in the middle of like 3 books because I'm a mood reader and I got one on audio and one in physical. So I am reading The Hemlock Queen by Hannah Witten on a physical copy. I was on a panel with Hannah last weekend and it was incredible. And so I'm trying to like go through all of her books because I'm obsessed with her at the moment. And then I'm also listening to on audio Warrior Princess Assassin by Bridget Kimmerer.
That's popped up for me. How do you like that?
I'm really enjoying it so far. And the disclaimer, I'm very early into the process, but I am really enjoying it. And Bridget is actually going to be at Forbidden Love with us in July. And so I'm very excited to hopefully fall madly in love with the book and then be able to fangirl with her in person and embarrass myself in July.
So we'll read that before we get there.
Yes.
Oh, let's add it to the list.
We're going to start you off with a fuck, marry, kill right off the bat.
All right,
And
let's go.
they're all your characters.
Okay. Okay.
Draven, Cal, and Miles.
I don't want to kill any of them, but I know that's a cop out. I'm going to answer it. I'm going to answer the question. I'm gonna marry Cal because he's a for lifer, right? I mean that devotion is endless. You want that every day. And then I'm gonna go with fuck Draven and kill Miles. Sorry, Miles.
I think that's the
happen.
correct choice. I think it's the correct choice.
Yeah, I think so too.
No offense, Miles.
No.
We know he's hot. We know he's probably a really good lay, but he has to take one for the team.
You just gotta go.
He does, and he's a playboy. He's a little bit of a rake. So on the scale of those 3, I'm sorry, you have to come in last. My bad.
You murdered one of your characters.
No one is safe. No one is safe.
Don't say that.
In my eyes.
The audacity. Don't start this like this.
I'm sorry. Okay, I take it back. They're safe for now.
Okay, getting to the important questions.
Okay.
Do you think that dragons are or were real?
Oh, yes. 100%. Do I have to specify if it's are or were? Or
yeah, actually, you have to.
No, I do. I talked to my daughter about this a lot. She's at this really fun age. She's 8 years old. Everything is magical. The world is great for her. And she's always like, well, magic's not real. And I'm like, how do you know? How do you know that? Right. I think that there's, and like on a philosophical sense, so you could say, oh, there's magic and all of these wonderful things about life. That's not the actual way that we think about magic, but just not even getting like too deep into that. I just live in this state of whimsy, and I just feel like there's so much more to the world. And so I love to live in a headspace where dragons were real. So are mermaids. We've only explored like a tiny little bit of the ocean. How do you know what's there and what's not? So is it delusion? Is it whimsy? Call it what you want. I don't know, but I'm here for dragons for sure.
Well, it's not delusional. That's wrong. That's wrong. They were real. They are real.
Yeah.
And there are mermaids. And magic is real in my head. Like maybe that's just because we did the Gates program. I don't know, but magic is real.
It's there
You
for
know,
sure.
witches are real. It's all real.
It's all real.
All real.
So, as a fellow millennial, I have a very
Mhm.
important question. And
Okay.
last time we had you on, it was Edward or is it Jacob? This
Mhm.
is similar vein.
Okay.
Were you team Elsie or team Kristen?
Elsie, all the way. Yes.
And what are you now? Do you still Elsie?
Still Elsie. Yeah. Still my
Yeah.
girl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In high school I was team Elsie, but I was honestly more of a Kristen. But I was team Elsie. I'm just
Yeah.
team both now, I think, because I just like them
Yeah.
both. But
Yeah.
you know, what about
Yeah.
you, Pat?
I love very Cavallari, so I do like both now. I think that
Mhm.
they've both like been through therapy and have grown. Maybe not
Yeah.
Kristen as much, but Elsie
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, Elsie's solid. Like if I'm gonna pick who do I want
Mhm.
as a friend, I would still probably pick Elsie. But like if I
Mhm.
want someone to fight on my behalf, I would pick Kristen.
Good answer.
Solid point. That's
Mm-hmm.
a solid point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tell us the last book that you purchased.
Oh, purchased. Daggermouth. Actually, I had to get the indie copy before it went out of print. So that is the last physical book that I purchased. I haven't read it yet, but everybody's
I haven't
talking about
read
how
it.
great it is. I'm so excited to read it. It's just I'm also
Time.
trying to write at the same time.
Yeah.
So my time is spread very thin at the moment,
Mhm.
but it's on the TBR for sure.
It's on my Kindle currently and just
Oh.
haven't touched it.
Mm-hmm.
All these damn arcs just keep getting in the way.
Sorry about that.
Not that I didn't power through both because I was like, I am being fed. Another very important question.
Mhm.
If you could have magic, what would you choose?
Oh, I love this. I think teleportation would be like my superpower or my magic I would choose, because I just want to be able to get to places very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I also love the idea of this romantic idea of like I could just go pick up and have lunch in London and then an afternoon espresso in Paris, and then I could be back to get my kids off the bus.
Mm-hmm.
It's the traveling to and from places that I don't really enjoy. I love the places themselves, so I would go with probably teleportation.
You could never go to prison.
That's true. You could always have a way out. I love that. I've never considered that.
Unless you have some Gorzian manacles on you, then you're screwed.
That's true. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
When you said teleporting, I was like, oh my gosh, you could teleport to the top of the pyramids so fast.
Yeah. Just there
Top
you
of
go.
the pyramid.
I don't
Take
know
a
why
quick
that was my
selfie.
first thought.
I just think about like how
Love that.
much money you would save, not
Yeah.
for flights and traveling.
Right.
No
Well, and I feel
gas
like
money.
Yeah, economical.
I know. Every time you go to an airport, it's like it's everyone's first day alive. And so just to be able to not have to do that at all would be wonderful.
I have a question, Linz. Like when you're in security, do you get a
Yes.
little bit of a high and you want the security people to like call you a good girl because
Yeah.
you were so fast going in that lane?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to be the best person that has come through security all day and may ever go through security. I'm efficient. My husband is the opposite. And I swear he leaves something in his pockets every single time we travel. And it's like, I'm like, I'd like to be in a separate line from you. Like, I need to get through. I'll meet you at the gate. Get there
Yeah,
when you
he's
get
bringing
there.
down your average. That's
He
not okay.
is.
Like,
He is.
Okay, follow up on teleporting.
Okay.
Can you teleport in and out of clothes?
Ooh. I've never thought about
was
that
it-
before. Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, it's magic.
my
You
God.
can do whatever you want, right?
you could go to Paris and get like couture and like teleport in there and then get the fuck out and you won't even go to jail.
Mass heist, never going to prison. Like, you're gonna go down.
I really have not given this enough thought. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much more to this than I have ever considered.
You came to the right place, Lindsay.
I did. I absolutely did.
Imagine you could teleport under, like, so deep. Well, I guess how would pressure affect you if you teleported underwater? There's some
Under
science that goes behind this
pressure.
too.
Yeah,
There
that would
is-
be me.
can
Well,
you
And
make
then
your
you
own
teleport
rules
to the
though?
ISS.
Yeah, you still have to be able to breathe underwater too. Unless we're mermaids, can we mermaids that also teleport?
Why not? Yes, let's do it.
Like that? Why choose? You know?
Why
what I always say.
choose?
So I guess at that point, are you teleporting into somebody else, like into a mermaid, like into
Okay.
them? Are you taking
So,
over their body?
Wait,
I
are
mean,
we a shifter and a teleporter?
yeah, I was gonna go with that. Like, I still envision myself as the mermaid. I'm not going into somebody else's body. That feels like a separate magical power.
Yeah. Follow-up question, because this is really important. You know?
Yeah.
Are you picking, if you're a shifter and you
Mhm.
can only pick one form, you can't like willy-nilly
Oh,
choose, what are you picking? You can already teleport, so keep that in mind. You don't need to fly.
I
Just
don't need
throwing that
to.
out there.
Oh, no.
We ask
I
hard-hitting
don't
questions.
know. That is a
Mhm,
hard question. Um, Part of me wants to retain some sort of like humanoid existence,
mhm.
because I don't know the physics of, if I shifted
Fair.
into like an animal. So maybe a mermaid. I'm a Cancer. I love the water. I just
Mhm.
feel at home in it. So maybe let's go with mermaid, I guess.
Yeah, I would enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, we went into a deep thing about like mermaid penises and like sex with mermaids on an on our podcast. So I'm like thinking like, is that what I want to be?
Hmm. Maybe I might need to listen to that and then amend my answer. I may have spoken without all the knowledge and insight.
Well, don't Google mermaid wieners.
Yeah,
Just,
don't do it.
I've done it. I have taken one for the team, and there is some terrifying
Okay.
rendi-
My,
renditions.
my search history probably already has me on a list. So maybe
Oh,
I will just
Kylie.
avoid.
Yeah. If there's anything weird we ever need to look up, I always have Kai
Mhm.
do it because she's already on the
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
and I think they just look at her like, this bitch, look at what she's looking up.
I,
Her
I
silly
for
ass, you
sure,
know?
I for sure have a handler for sure.
Yes. Gates
Yeah, I
program.
definitely do. I don't think that you get to Google where could you stab a man that they would die in 30 seconds and not end up on a list. So
Yeah.
that
I
was
mean,
100% book research. Let me go ahead and
oh,
clarify that if
sure it
you have
was.
not read.
No, Lindsay. It was after going through airport security with your husband that's when you did it.
No, that stayed an inside thought, not a Google search.
If you're worried about being on a list and need something Googled,
Yes.
let me know. I got
Yeah,
you.
all
I
right.
can stay on a list. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I'll reach out to you.
We're here to help.
I love that. Thank
Truly.
you. A full service podcast.
Yes. Yes. We sure are. So on that note, did you always want to be an author?
Queen of transitions, don't you forget
What
it.
a segue. What a segue. Yes, I have been making up worlds in my head for as long as I can remember. Clearly, I'm envisioning worlds with magic and dragons and mermaids and like they exist around me. So I knew that I always wanted to be a storyteller in some capacity. I just didn't think that I could be an author. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to do. And I think that traditional publishing is such a, and publishing in general, it's such a like a gate kept world, that I just really appreciate the fact that there are so many people on the internet that share their experience, that talk about what it's like to go through indie publishing and how to establish a career without doing all of those things. And that's really what I wanted to do because I'm a control freak and I wanted to retain the control. And also, I'm balancing a full-time job and kids and life. And so, it was one of those things where I was given enough information that I finally said, you know what, I think I can be an author and I think I'm going to do it. But that storytelling heart has just always been who I am.
What would your advice be to somebody that is thinking about writing and maybe like just indie publishing? What would you tell them?
Yeah. Um, Definitely do your research. There are so many incredible resources out there that can walk you through every aspect of it. There are so many authors who are so gracious and kind that have their DMs open that you can just slide in and ask them anything and they'll walk you through it. I think that the biggest piece of advice I have is just like be delusional. You have to dream big and have the audacity to put yourself out there and to really be your biggest cheerleader and hit the pavement every day just championing your book because you are a team of one. I mean, hopefully you get to the point where you have, more people that are helping you out and supporting you, but at the end of the day, you are a team of one. And if you don't believe in your book and your story, nobody else is either. And so just stay delusional. See what happens.
I think that's the best advice. And I just want to point out how we went from mermaid wieners to this Barbara Walters very
I
quickly.
would love we did. We are
Very quick.
multifaceted women.
We just never want to be predictable.
No.
I love that. Keep them guessing.
Now authors are like, I don't want to go on their podcast.
How do you manage not burning out? You're a mother, you have a husband, you work, you're writing amazing books that I'm obsessed with. Like, how do you not burn out?
I love it. It's my passion. I spent a long time in the corporate world crunching numbers and doing stuff that just didn't bring me joy, and I was missing that spark of joy. And so I really have found that in my stories. I mean, it is a balance, and I write a lot slower than a lot of other authors because I have to really be in the moment and be in that place of passion in order to be able to create something that's good. But it is a constant balancing act. And someone told me once early in like my motherhood journey when I was just balancing being a mom and a career, which is just so much in and of itself, is just understanding which balls are made of rubber and which balls are made of glass. Because when you're juggling everything, you're going to drop something. So what are the things that are going to bounce back, and what are the things that if you drop them, they're going to shatter? And so things like that are activities and time with my kids and things that are important to me. Like those are the things that I hold on to. And then sometimes the laundry gets really behind, and sometimes the dishes don't get done right away after we eat. It's like those are things that I know can bounce back, and that I have other people and support in my life that can help out and take care of those things. And so just figure out what's glass and what's rubber.
I love that. I've never heard that. That's great.
Yeah.
Excellent advice.
Damn,
And
I
I
could have
think,
used that.
and this may sound like woo woo, but like I think as women, especially because like we can create humans. Like there's
Mhm.
something about women creating. Like I don't think that when you're not creating, like
Mhm.
you don't feel fulfilled. Like you have to be
Yeah.
creating something and like stoking
Yes.
that. Like it's just in us,
Yeah,
inherent.
100%. And I think that's why I got so burnt out in my corporate careers because I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't creating.
Creating.
When I started off early in my career, I was doing like corporate content writing, which is still writing, but it's not like you don't get to be fun and playful and make up the stories that you want to. It's very like I was writing like content for like medical websites. It was so boring.
That's not
And so
hot
it
and
wasn't,
heavy.
it's not, it's not at all. And so it was just like, I was not creating, and I have to be creating. I am a creator, not in like a content creator standpoint, but just like I've always loved arts and crafts, just like the idea of making something. And so this is my arts and crafts project at the moment. It's just making these worlds and these people.
I love that you had a reel creating like a flat lay because you have all these arts and crafts. We've just come full circle.
Mm-hmm.
So many. So because I love a craft supply store. Like Michael's
Mm-hmm.
hates to see me coming. And
I
I
love.
will just buy all the supplies up front, and then I will lose interest in it in like a week. And so but I also I'm not a hoarder, but if something I think has a useful purpose or could be useful in the future, I hold on to it. And so I have just a whole closet full of supplies. But then, when your kid comes home at 5 p.m. and they're like, I have an art project due at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning that you didn't know about, I have all the supplies and we don't have to go to Michael's. So it works out.
So Lindsay, when did you realize you had ADHD?
Oh, right. On it genuinely when I became a mom, like I
Yeah.
think
Mm-hmm.
in all seriousness, I've always had anxiety, but I'm very like high functioning and been a high performer and did really
Mm-hmm.
well in school. And so that was all very easily masked. And then you get into being a mother and you're so overstimulated and there are so many things that are happening and coming at you. And I'm like, oh, my brain doesn't work the way that I thought that it did.
Mm.
And I think I hear that's the story for a
Yep.
lot of women, actually. Yeah.
Well, I think it's like as women, like with ADHD as a kid, especially in the
Mhm.
90s, it's like there was the boys that were like hyper, and
Yes.
you're like, we know who
Mm.
you are. But as girls, you would
Mhm.
never want to be seen that way. You want to be put together. And like we were
Mhm.
able to mask it for so long. And then when you have all these balls up in there,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
then it's like you realize, oh, my brain
Mhm.
doesn't work quite like other people's.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Which I think probably comes in handy in some ways with writing too,
Mhm.
because you have
Yeah.
so many interests and you're able to
Yes.
Google many things to get you on lists.
Yeah, absolutely.
On that note, what favorites in the fantasy genre do you have?
I love fantasy in general. Like that is just it's always been my thing. I was always the kid who had my head buried in a book in another world. I was always just love the idea of dragons existing around me and just feel like there's a piece of my soul that just thrives in that. And so I love Lord of the Rings. Big fan of that. Aragorn has my heart forever. And book wise, I love Fourth Wing and the Empyrean series because once again, dragons. I love Throne of Glass. I love Percy Jackson. I love anything written by Chris Broadbent. Crowns of Nyaxia is one of my favorites. Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. I love fantastical worlds. I read a lot of things and I love a good like rom-com palate cleanser and a contemporary every now and then, but like fantasy is where I feel the most at home. It's really hard for me to not fall instantly in love with a fantasy. I pretty much love them all.
I did a little hike yesterday at
Mhm.
my behind my house, and all the grass is overgrown. Do you know how hard it was not to play the Lord of the Rings while, like, going through this field? But I was like, it's
Love
either
it.
that or Harry Styles, and right now it's Harry Styles. It was
That,
tough.
that's
I
a
mean, it was a good
difficult.
call. You can't go wrong either way, truly.
But the point being, like, I get it. Like, I just wanna be in a fantasy world all the
Mhm.
time, and
Yes.
I understand that so much.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, I was a big like make believer as a kid. My
Mhm.
kids or my kids. My parents didn't pay attention to me. So I was alone a lot and making up worlds. So like I think that if you had a
Mhm.
similar childhood, not to say you guys
Mhm.
did, then you're like fantasy, love it.
Yeah.
I love that you
Yeah.
pretend like my parents love me.
Well, yeah, that's true. I have
That's
nothing to
really
say.
nice of you, but don't lie.
It was more for Lindsay's benefit. Okay. She doesn't blast her parents on a podcast like we do 24/7.
Give me a few more episodes. Who knows?
Yeah. This is only your second appearance.
It's right.
Maybe
It's right.
the next one.
Who knows?
Can't wait to talk about childhood trauma.
How
I
much
got a
time you
book for
got?
you.
It's
Now we will actually get to talking about your books and your audio
yeah.
book. So you start your books with incredible dedications, and Deathsbane is no different. When is Deathsbane out for everybody listening?
March 17th.
Which at that time, this will be released right after, so they should have listened or read it by
Yay.
then.
Red.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Thank you. So the first dedication is well, for the dedication for Deathsbane is for those who never shy away from darkness and for those whose sacrifices know no bounds. What inspired that?
The dedications are the last thing that I write.
Oh.
Well, they usually are. I already have the dedication for what I'm affectionately calling Bane 2 at the moment. I already have that one written because it's kind of just an extension of the first dedication. But they're the last thing I write because I like to sit down and think about it as a whole piece of work and like what do I want you to take away from it? What piece of this story resonated the most with me? And so that's kind of where we've ended up, like the themes that stuck out the most. So with Godsbane, that theme is very much this idea of being more than what people make you feel like you are or than what people say about you. And that's what I really wanted to carry through. And that was the emotional journey that I kind of went through as I was writing the book on this journey with Ivy. And then for Deathsbane, it was this overwhelming idea of just sacrifice and like how far are you willing to go for what you want? And so that's kind of just it stuck with me. And I love a good dedication. It's just makes me feel good.
It's the how far you would go. You literally wrote
Mhm.
at the end, it's about the lengths a mother will go for her
Yeah.
children. And you did such a good job portraying like how far will
Yeah.
someone go for as a mother, just
Mhm.
as a
Mhm.
human God.
Yeah. As a
When you did
a
this, I'm
person.
like, are you calling yourself a human or a god, Kylie?
I'm a human.
Human.
Yeah. She
That
might be a
Gates program
mermaid.
really got her. She's a
What inspired you to write this novella? This is actually kind of a two-part because was this always
Sure.
the plan to release Godsbane and then the prequel?
No, it wasn't planned at all. I when I finished Godsbane, I really like got out the whiteboard and started kind of just jotting down ideas for Bane 2. I mean, I know the ending. Like I have the ending of where we're going with the whole shebang. But like how we get there is what I was really trying to figure out. And I just tried to put myself into Ivy's shoes. And I was like, okay, based on where we leave off at Godsbane, what do I want? If I'm her, how do I feel? What questions am I asking? I got a lot of questions. There are a lot of things, and I'm like, what is happening? And so this one like giant question just kept coming over and over. And I was like, I need to spend some time exploring the answer to that question. And so I was just like writing out ideas of, oh, it could have been this, it could have been that, and like just really mapping that out. And there was this I like to say that it's like that scene in Schitt's Creek where Moira is manning the front desk of the motel and she's reading the book and that guy
yes.
walks in and she's like, I'd like to check in. And she's like, where did you come from? That is how this kind of happened to me. Like I just had just Draven just came into my head and he was just like, you need to know more about me. And I'm like, I know enough about you. I'm like the supreme overlord of this world. I know enough about you. And he's like, no, you don't. There's more of a story here. And it just ate away at me. And so I tried even drafting like, okay, well, what if we did a chapter in book 2 or we did this or we did that? And it was like, no, there's more of a story to be told here and it needs to be told from their point of view. And I remember getting I was in the shower where I do all my best thinking. And
Mhm.
I remember getting out of the shower and like looking in the mirror and I'm a verbal processor, so I talk to myself a lot, which I can't believe I'm admitting.
We do.
No, we all do.
And
It's the
Yeah.
I
ADHD.
ADHD. Yeah.
yeah, yes, yeah. And so I looked in the mirror and I just had this thought, and I said it out loud. And I was like, "Oh, I need to write that down." And that ended up being the first line in Deathsbane. Because once you open a blank document and you put a word down, it was like then that was in my brain giving them full permission to just tell me their story. And that's how we got here.
I love your brain.
It's a scary place.
So for me, I actually love a novella. Like if I love a world and like somebody creates a world and
Mhm,
they give us a novella, like I just think it's such a gift because we are getting more insight and it really starts like
mhm,
it makes the world even more complete in my
yeah,
head. And I know some people
mhm,
have some thoughts about novellas, but like I'm so glad you wrote this because it is so
yeah,
good, and it really just I think because I was reading it and then
mhm,
also listening because we have
mhm,
the audio, and I'm like, this just brings it so much like, it's just richer, if that makes sense. Like, it's
yeah.
just more to life, and I'm just throwing out there that I really, really loved it. So you guys have to
Ah,
go.
thank you. One of the things that is interesting, so Godspeed is all first person point of view, and it's like 98, 99% really in Ivy's point of view. And so we as a reader are experiencing her world through her mind and through the bias that she brings to that world and these opinions that she has. And so she's kind of collecting this lore piece by piece, but has so many unanswered questions. And so I just really thought it was good to like take a beat and step back and like tell the story almost from somebody else's point of view of like what we how we got here. Godsbane is also book one in the duology. So while it doesn't end on a cliffhanger, there are a lot of threads and things that are still out there we haven't explored yet. And so I really wanted to take the opportunity in Deathsbane to explore a little bit more information about some of those things so that when we get into book two, you as the reader can understand the significance of some of the things as they unfold.
And you said, like, I said, Moira just came up and popped, this story popped in your head.
Yeah.
What did you find more difficult, writing book one or getting to this novella and writing book two?
Oh, writing book one was definitely more difficult. I also had never written a book before. So in
Right.
general, like just the idea of how to tell a story in a complete arc and bring in all of these other things, that was definitely more difficult. I think the novella energized me in such a just really exciting way. I mean, I woke up every day excited to put more of this story on paper because I knew where we were starting and I knew where we needed to get to be. And it was on a much smaller scale. And these characters were just so vocal. They were so loud. They were so like, this is what I need. This, come on, come on, come on. And you don't have to do, there wasn't a lot of like world building that had to go into it or introduction of a magic system. And so I really had the space to just play a little bit more and see what they wanted to do, where they wanted to take the story.
This is gonna sound greedy, and I know that you're giving us duology, but
Mhm.
is there more are you going to give us more stories with these characters, like another novella?
That it's not planned.
Mm.
But like I said, don't don't ever rule anything out. I can tell you that I've been working on some exciting bonus material for a special edition of Godsbane. They are some of the book one scenes that you will get from Cal's point of view. I also have so many readers that are yelling at me because they want a novella or a short story or something of like Cal's backstory like outside of Deathsbane, like the inciting incident, if you will, for how he
Mhm.
kind of got his nickname. So I'm not going to rule it out, but it's not in the plan at the moment.
We love these characters, and I just like I said, I'm a little greedy and just want so much more.
Yeah.
Like, you've
Mhm.
you've hooked us. Like, damn
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Good.
I did my job.
You did.
How do you think that Draven would do on Survivor or Celine would do on Survivor?
I think no competition. I mean, like you have that much power. You just like you win. You walk into a room, you are the survivor. Like that's
What if they couldn't use their powers? Who would do better
oh,
physically or with the mind games?
oh, that's a good question. I think Draven would do better in just sheer physicality, right? Selena's cunning. Wha- I think to be a king and a god in whatever realm you are in, you have to have this air of ruthlessness and cunning and wit. And I just think he would just run circles around everybody. I think he would win, hands down.
So essentially, Draven is Boston Rob and Celine is Parvati. Celine Parvati. She is the Black Widow, and that's what's going to happen.
I love this.
Who would do
Just
better,
like the.
Cal or Draven?
Ooh.
Ooh, who would do better? Draven's got age on his side. He's
Mhm.
he's
Mhm.
he's been in the game a lot longer, so I think he might win in that aspect. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm going to give this to Cal. If Cal was on
Okay.
Traders, I think Cal would do
Oh.
great on Traders. I think he
Hmm.
could be
Yeah.
like a
Boston
Dylan
Rob?
or or Boston Rob. Hey, did I mention how much I love Boston Rob yet today? I do. I was thinking
Everyone
more
is
like
Boston
Dylan.
Rob.
Like love Boston Rob.
Who would fare better in modern times, Draven or Ivy?
Oh, Ivy would fare better in modern times. I think it's well, I don't want to give anything away, but when we talk about in Deathsbane, we are kind of talk about this concept of there being lots of realms and Ivy and Cal living in just one of the many realms that are out there. So Draven doesn't like to leave his house a lot or his realm. He kind of likes to stay. And he sends out his rebirths to do his business. And so they're the ones that probably encounter more of the modern day stuff in some of those realms. So I think he would just be like overly annoyed by all of it. And Ivy would figure it out because she's ruthless and she just would be like, okay, well, this is my world. I guess I'll figure out how to drive a car.
Ivy would drive a stick shift. I think she would do it.
She
just to be
probably
spiteful.
would. Yeah.
She
She's a
would
badass.
drag
Yeah.
cow stick shifts.
I really set that up for you.
You really did. I was like, is she going to say it? Nope. All right.
How was writing the spicy scenes for Draven and Celine? Because let me give you 2 examples. I will show you every unlit corner of my realm under one condition. The next time you come, it will be on my cock. Did your mother read this?
Not yet. She will.
You know, another second favorite. A god doesn't beg light, and a god queen sure as fuck doesn't ask. Like,
I surprise myself frequently, and I did, and I think I posted a video of this too. I was just doing a B-roll because we have to create content all day, every day, and so I just taking this B-roll video of me writing, and the first line you read is the one that came out of me, and I was so just like I just like hid in my shirt, and I was like, am I gonna publish this? Am I going to let this be out in the world? And I did. I absolutely did.
thank you. Do you ever test the lines out on your husband?
No, so I don't have this much like what is it the kids say now? Riz. I don't have that in real life. I'm awkward. And
Lindsey Riz Richardson. That's what I always call you.
yeah, I could never like pull this out in the spur of the moment. Like I am absolutely channeling these characters when I'm in the moment writing. And I just sometimes I'll try lines out on paper and be like, oh, that doesn't work, or oh, that was too much. But sometimes whatever comes out just
You know, I really need to think about the things that I ask because I don't think you're going to test out the next time you come. It will be on my cock to your husband.
Well, you know, probably not.
I think he would look at me and be like, are you okay? What's wrong with you?
He like turns around. Who you talking to?
What?
I'm going to test it out on Ryan later. I'm going to say the word for word.
Let us know how it works.
I'm going to just record his face.
Really hitting so many different spots in this interview.
That's what she said.
There's been like 10 moments in this interview where I could have said that's what she said, but I'm like, button it up, Blakely. Be professional. Only talk about mermaid wieners, you know? Like,
I think like that's going to be our trademark at some point. The amount of times I've talked about mermaid wieners in my life is insane.
Listen, we all got to be known for something. So,
yeah. Not our theories.
That's your legacy.
Mermaid wiener.
So, who inspired Corvus?
Does he have a mermaid wiener?
What is Corvus's wiener like? I need to know.
Does it have scales?
Corvus is dead. He's a skeleton. He's a skeleton that Draven has given him feathers. Has reanimated him in a way.
So he has a dead mermaid wiener.
Dead.
So he's got a bone.
Listen,
I'll show you bone. Next line.
How hard
okay,
is
at least you never have to worry about me killing an animal sidekick if he starts off already dead. Okay, so just gonna throw that out there. Corvus is safe. He will remain dead. Story.
So I have another question because I asked
Yes.
who inspired him. So do you have a Sixth Sense situation in your life happening?
Do you
Don't.
see dead people?
I don't.
So
I
that's
just
not who
really
inspired Corvus.
no. Uh, I don't know if you've ever read the comic books or seen the Netflix adaptation of The Sandman. And this is not to platform Neil Gaiman, like he's kind of an awful person, so please don't take that. But I've really enjoyed the story and the concept of that. And there is a raven in there who is just fun. And then also it's that, and then it's also like Maleficent has her little raven.
I just
And I
I freaked
I
out.
like
Sorry.
the idea. I was like, I like the idea of there just being a raven. And then I felt like we needed some levity and some sass. And so I was like, Corvus is going to come in with that. He's very self-aware of what's happening. He's like, I am a dead bird and I live with the king of the underrealm. And
I got a dead
he
bone.
can't
and,
he can't
like,
kill me again. So
no.
So there's no love story for him. He
there's
doesn't get
not.
those bones.
No, I'm so sorry.
Well,
Dream
there's a
bigger.
novella idea for you.
No, no.
If you ever dreamt of writing about birds fucking, it's your moment.
Oh, no,
I haven't.
dead birds fucking
Dead,
too.
you know,
Bone on
Who-
bone action. Who doesn't want it? You know?
who knows what's ahead? I literally said don't rule anything out. So who knows?
Merry Christmas to us.
Lindsay's gonna get out of the shower tomorrow looking at herself like, Corvus,
Bird.
you want a bone? Let's go.
No, but I almost did put a like Avengers style thing at the end of Deathsbane, like Corvus will return. in Bane 2. So you will get he is coming back because I really like him. And if I really enjoy writing a character, they will show up a lot.
So I'm glad we get more of him and then more
Yes.
Draven and Celine. Right.
Mhm.
Thank God.
Yes.
So-
Yes.
Just trying to get it back together. So, who would be your dream cast for the main characters?
Oh, for Deathsbane, for Godsbane, for all of them. What's the vibe?
Let's try Deathsbane. We'll start there.
Okay.
Let's try.
Specifically, Corvus the dead bird.
I volunteer as tribute. I
yeah,
want to play Corvus.
Yeah. Good. Congratulations. You've got the role.
Oh God, she's
starting
never
tomorrow.
stop cosplaying this. This is her new Golem.
Oh my
wait,
God.
hold on. That's my new like cosplay goal. Is if somebody comes up to me at an event and they're dressed up as
Don't underestimate me. Halloween is coming.
I'm so
I don't
excited
know
for
why
this.
I said it like that.
Is it coming? That's what not Corbin's doing. Okay. This
Who's
Corbin.
Corbin?
I don't know. I said Corvin instead of Corvus. Okay. I got excited about my joke and I didn't land it. So thanks for bringing it up. Corbin is his slut name.
Yeah.
You know.
We all have them.
I mean,
Yeah, we all have them.
so I think the fan cast for Draven is really easy for me. That would be Jamie Campbell Bower, hands down. I actually really loved that I was writing Deathsbane at the same time that we were getting all of this like last season of Stranger Things content and all these interviews and stuff because I was just like, oh, perfect. All the TikTok editors were they were on their game and they gave me so much inspiration while I was writing this. So he hands down is not only the inspiration for, but also the dream cast of Draven. I don't know about my dream cast for everybody else because I struggle with this because of actors' ages and like if I think where they would fall. So if we're taking like age out of it and we're
just take it out.
pretending everybody is the age that they would be in this, for Ivy, I really like the actress who played Octavia Blake in The 100. And I cannot remember her name on the spur of the moment. I think it's Marie something, and I will butcher it, and so I'm not even going to say it. But I really liked her for Ivy. Cal is, I mean, he is Aragorn to me forever. So like, like a little bit beefier, like Viggo Mortensen, definitely would be the right cast for Cal.
In the next book, do you think that you can have Cal like sluttily open doors for us? Just have an door,
slutty door open.
slutty door opening.
What would you do if I tell you that I've already written that?
Fuck yes.
I'm just a girl at the end of the day, okay?
And this is why we're besties.
They say write the book you want to read, so that is what I'm doing, and I just love that double door. Oh yes, it is happening, 100% for sure happening.
I love that. What is Draven's greenest flag?
Ooh, well, he doesn't have many of those.
You gotta pick one.
I mean, he's the dark god of death. Like, there aren't very many green flags around there.
To be like his dick.
Okay, so he's got two: the way he treats Selene and his wiener.
There you go. There you go. I think that he has a little bit of a heart. It's in there. It's definitely in there for Selene. I think you might see a little bit more of it in book 2. I think he has the capacity to maybe be a touch softer, just a touch. He still is the dark god.
Grinch inspired.
A lot of Grinch inspired, yeah. He's definitely not a burnt cinnamon roll. He is just all crusty all the way around. There is not really an ooey gooey in the middle there. I guess that would be his green flag.
I love him. Like, I can't wait for more of him and Selene. I'm like obsessed.
So Lindsay did it. You made me okay with Princess, with Cal.
I told you I would.
For all those other people that are also blonde phobic, like me, Dre is A-okay, all right? But fret not, it is white hair more than blonde, which is a distinction. But then it got me thinking, since you're a Lord of the Rings gal,
yes,
you have like Cal is your Aragorn, and then the blonde hair. I'm like, okay, Legolas. Not the same personality at all.
Draven and Legolas have nothing in common.
But the hair, I was like, she just loves the white hair.
I do. I'm a fangirl first and foremost. So had to do it.
So when are we getting Gimli's story?
Sorry, that was aggressive.
Who knows? I guess I have to write that now too. I said don't count it out. So
honestly, Lindsay's gonna hate getting out of the shower now because she'd be like, "Fuck, Gimli, okay."
Who knew? This was in my head too.
She's gonna have a phobia of showering. She's like, no, I can't do it.
No, it's too much.
You don't have to credit us for it, but we'll take it for the Gimli story.
Yeah. No, you will
feel free.
Dedicated front and center to you two if a Gimli story comes out.
She's gonna get off this and go block our Instagram immediately.
Never.
Deletes her story. Done. Over.
She's like, yikes on bikes. Don't know who they were.
No, this is my energy. I love this so much.
Do you think that Anthony Palmini would make a good Gimli in your audiobook?
You know, I think he is insanely talented, and I think there's probably no voice he can't do. So sure, why not?
I can't wait to hear him do his love scene as Corvus.
just bones smacking together.
And he's gravelly.
Okay, I think of his dry noodles, macaroni in the pot, but that way, just dry.
Okay, he hasn't signed on for book 2 yet, so let's just be careful.
Just kidding, Anthony.
You didn't hear this.
It's gonna happen. We'll edit it out.
So speaking of the Godsbane audio, what a perfect transition.
Yeah.
How do you choose your narrators for the story?
Okay, I love this story. So when I first wrote Godsbane, this was before it was even published. I thought that the only way that you could get an audiobook was if your book got all of this interest all of a sudden and some company like came and said, I want to buy the rights, I want to do it. And that still is one way that things happen. I didn't know that you could just do it on your own. And it is an investment of time and resources and money and all that, but I didn't know that was an option. And so I was just scrolling on Threads, and I followed Jacci because I've been such a huge fan of her work and her other audiobooks. I love her voice. And so I had followed her, and she had put out this thing, it was like in July-ish, and it's called Femme Audio Takeover. And it is where femme narrators will, for free, take a snippet of a story that features a strong femme character written by a femme author. And it's just like amplifying that voice because the male narrators get so much attention in the bookish space, and they are very talented. They deserve that attention. But the female narrators do not get a fraction of what they deserve. And so it's just a moment to like amplify them and really uplift them. And so Jacci was like, hey, I'm just going to take a couple. So I wasn't even published at this point. I mean, we were done. We were in like early arcs. But I was like, I'm just going to shoot my shot. So I just like threw up a chapter of Godsbane. I was like, would you read this? And Jackie's an incredible human. She ended up doing like 2 or 3 times the amount of one recordings that she actually set out to do because it's just such a cool opportunity for you to be able to hear a narrator that you love read your story. And it might be the only chance that you get for that. And so she's just so gracious and kind. And she narrated a snippet of Godsbane, and I had full on chills listening to it. And I was like, I already had pictured her head or like her voice in my head while I was writing, but hearing her read Ivy, I was like, this has to happen. I don't know what it takes or what that looks like, but I have to have her. She is the right person for this story. And so, I just emailed her afterwards and thanked her again for this opportunity. And she was like, hey, if you ever considered an audiobook, I do direct contracts. Like, this isn't the point of today, but I'm going to pitch myself anyways because I really enjoyed this chapter. And so it's like, I talked to my husband and we ran the numbers and we did all the business side of it. And I was like, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to make this happen. And so I signed on with her and I was like, I want to do Duet. I don't know if anybody else will ever listen to this audiobook. And so I want it to be the audiobook that I want, like what I would want to hear for this story that I've poured so much of myself into. And so I like gave her a description of Cal and like some lines and kind of like, here's like the vibe I'm trying to convey. Here's who he is as a character. And she sent me back a list of male narrators. And she's like, I've worked with all of them before. They're tremendous. Probably any of them would be excited to be on this project. Just pick one and we'll send out an email and we'll see. And so I kind of just said, we're going to shoot for the moon. And Anthony was on the list, and I said, well, let's give it a shot. What's the worst he's going to say? No. And so I said, let's see, let's see what he says. And he wrote back and was like, yeah, I'd love to be a part of it. And so that was just kind of how it happened.
I already love the book. You know this. I haven't literally shut the fuck up about it since I read it. And the way that Jacci and Anthony brought this book to life is insane. It was already completely vivid in my mind, but they tightened up everything that was loose in my mind. And it was just insane the way it came to life. It is incredible, Lindsey. Absolutely incredible. I had chills. How did you feel the first time you heard them together?
I cried. I was a blubbering mess because I had to listen to it. So I listened to the audiobook twice all the way through. The first time was just like a vibes listen. I was like, I just need to absorb it and just like feel it like I'm experiencing it for the first time. And like, I don't know like I haven't read this book 1,000 times and know what happens. And so then the second time I went through and I actually like annotated a copy as I went and like went line by line and listened to it. And that's like the proofing stage where you're making sure like, did we pronounce every word right? Did we transpose some things? Like, is it a 1-to-1 match? And so, but both times I listened to it, I got chills. I cried. I mean, it was just such a fully immersive experience for me. And then it was once again that moment of I don't care if, I mean, I do care. Like, I don't care if anybody else ever listens to it. This is everything I've ever wanted. And it felt so completely and utterly surreal the entire time of like, this is my world. These are my characters. These are my words. And like, look at these absolute powerhouse voice actors I have bringing them to life. It's just, I don't think I'll ever get over it.
We were lucky enough that we got to listen to Snippet early and helped announce with you. And I remember like for people that didn't, they couldn't hear it. Like I was like, we probably seemed like our reaction was like over the top, but it truly was not. Like we cried. Like we were just so, they did such a great job. And I just like listening to it this weekend, I was just like, I'm just so, I'm just so proud of you. And like this, I cannot wait for people to listen. Like it is so good. They did such an amazing job.
Truly. Absolutely.
I feel like everyone needs to have this audio. It's going to be one of those ones that's just like chapter 19, like holy shit. Like that's the thing that people make clips about.
It's your chapter 55 is chapter
Truly,
19.
like
Chapter
the
19.
fact that I'm like 19, you guys, 19. Play
It
that at
locks
my
in your brain.
funeral.
You know what's so funny is that I knew that was, I mean, like I wrote the book, I knew that was the spice, but hearing it on audio, I was like, oh my God, my family has read this. I was like, my grandmother, bless her heart, she has macular degeneration, so she is almost blind, and she can't read anymore, and so she is waiting for this book to come out on audio so that she can listen to it, so that she can like know this thing that I've created. And I was like, do we want Grammy to
Maybe Grammy and Grandma Pam can have a book club.
They should. They should. Well, this is also the part that you say. It's that my husband's grandfather is 92 years old. He read Godsbane. He has not listened to the audio, but he read it and he loved it. I cannot look him in the eye.
That's fair. That's fair.
And so I'm like, well, maybe Papa and Grammy and Grandma Pam just need to have a moment where they talk about chapter 19.
I mean, you know what they do at nursing homes, those wild things that they do. So, you know, they're going to love chapter 19.
I learned that in Parks and Rec. That's where I got that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, there's no fucking way this is true. And then I Googled, and that's something I wish I never Googled.
You know, I have not Googled that, and I'm actually surprised, but I don't plan on.
Don't. I'm good. We're good.
Yeah.
Elder
I'm like,
Wiener's not my
Don't
jam.
add it to your search list. Keep it off the
Nope.
search list.
That might pull me off of other lists. They're like, oh, never mind. We're done looking at her.
It might put you into a worse list. Who knows?
So the audio for Godsbane.
Yeah. Let's get back on that.
Likely grandma approved, for sure.
Yeah, sure.
You know, we should probably proposition to nursing homes, like, you guys should listen to this audio. Like, it will make everyone happy. I think it'll increase the joy.
It might even
offer it at
increase
schools.
life expectancy. You know, like they might feel more alive after this.
They sure
could
will.
cause some heart attacks too, though. So who?
But there will be blood flowing places that it hasn't flowed in a while.
They might just need diapers though after this, though, pee in their pants after chapter 19.
We are opening a new fan base for you.
Yeah.
You really are. You really are. You know, I had another friend who suggested that I get a furniture partnership, maybe with like IKEA or something, for a line of desks after chapter 19. So maybe
That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking like mattress pads.
Oh, well, yeah.
After chapter 19, once again. It's so good.
Clearly this is not a slow burn. I think that's very obvious. To anyone who hasn't read the book yet, listening.
If I haven't talked about chapter 19 enough to sell you on it, like, oh. It's so good.
It's so incredible.
incredible.
A furniture flipper, just so you know. She's a furniture flipper. So if you need a partnership,
She's-
Nikki would gladly do.
If she's interested in desks, let me know. They need
She
to be
does
sturdy.
redo that.
Okay.
I
No
cannot
flimsy
wait
legs.
for her to listen to this. I'm not saying anything. She'd be like, oh my God.
Lindsey, how sturdy is your current desk?
Yeah, I think it could hold up. I think it's got metal legs, so
I hope your husband's listening.
Me too.
he will listen to this when this is out, and he will be like, "Would you want to test it out?"
We're just helping you guys out. And
It's fine.
think of us.
Don't say. Why did you say that? Don't think of us, okay? Mr. Lindsey Richardson, I apologize for my best friend over here.
Please don't. I'm so sorry.
No, it's this is the
But
best
please
interview I've
get
ever been
better
on in my life.
Security line.
Oprah has nothing on us. The
Oh,
View,
no.
nothing.
No. Watch out, NPR. Coming for you.
They're next.
Are there any things that you want to share about your books or any events people can see you at? On that note,
Yes. I'll be at the local IKEA next
She loves Swedish
in the
meatballs.
desk section.
signing desks left and right.
No, I do have some really exciting events that are coming up. I have a book signing on March 28th in Panama City, Florida. So if you are spring breaking it down there, if you live in Florida, come check it out. Come meet me at the Bookish Boutique in Panama City. I'm also going to, this hasn't been announced all the way yet, so I'm not going to give you a date or details, but I am very excited to be heading out to Raleigh, North Carolina this summer for an event at a bookstore. More information to come. Watch my Instagram. I don't want to steal the reveal, so we're going to keep it very hush hush at the
That's
moment.
fair.
I will be at Forbidden Love in Nashville at the end of July with you two, and I'm so excited about it. Anthony is also going to be there, and we're all going to have to look him in the eye after chapter 19. So keep that in mind. I'm
I'm gonna have to wear sunnies to like meet him. Like I can't make eye contact.
No, it's a night ball and we're wearing sunglasses. Jack Nicholson up.
And then I'm also going to be at Fantasy Forge Smoky Mountain Book Con, which is on Halloween weekend in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And it's going to be at on the Dollywood property. So it's going to be really cool and awesome. So if you're out that way, come see me. And more to come. Lots more to come.
She
Looking
will be
for that Gimli
headlining a
book.
panel at Romanticon on Mermaid Wiener.
Or Dead Birds.
You know? Or
One
Gimli.
of the two.
Gimli's porno.
They're going to be like, we will never call you back. So please don't come. Don't even attend.
So lastly, what's next for you?
What is next? That's a great question.
Gimli
So-
porn, not porn. You're not becoming a producer of that. Nope, nay.
But dream big, Lindsey. You can do
Just
anything.
be delusional. That is, somebody told me once, and I probably heard it on a TikTok if we're being real. But I wrote it down because it resonated with me so much. But it says the universe does not reward potential; it rewards audacity, and that is like. I just try to wake up every day with the audacity to just get out there and write books that inspire dead bird fan fiction or whatever it is.
I cannot wait for Kylie to send in a draft to you for her fan fiction.
I'm ready. Listen, I was on a panel this weekend where someone asked me if I could describe Godsbane in 3 AO3 tags, what they would be. And so if you need some help coming up with some for your fanfic, let me know.
Corvus is a
'Cause I got
lesbian in
some
my
good ones.
fanfic.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Anything
Why
goes.
choose?
Why choose? Yeah.
He's Corvus is gonna be in a reverse harem as well. Like, it's gonna be a wild ride, you know? Dream
Can't
big.
With
wait.
Gimli.
The audacities that I wake up with is a lot.
I don't want to hear her shower
You should.
thoughts, to be honest.
I have a lot of arguments in my shower thoughts.
Me too. I love arguing in the shower.
I'm a
That's the
winner.
best way. Yeah. People are
I
like,
won
how do you
every
come up
fight.
with such good dialogue? And I'm like, because I talk to myself. I'm arguing with
shower.
myself out loud all the time. So it's just like, how would you react to that? But no, in all seriousness, what I have coming up, I have Deathsbane is coming out on March 17th. It will be available in print and in ebook. It will be in Kindle Unlimited as well. The audiobook for Godsbane is going to be available on March 27th. It will be on all streaming platforms, everywhere that you love to listen to audiobooks. It should be there. It's not exclusive to any one particular one. And then I am just up to my eyeballs in drafting and writing Bane 2 is what I'm calling it at the moment. So hopefully lots more to come there. I am excited to share the title, get to work on the cover, all of the good stuff. And then there is a special edition of Godsbane that is also in the works. I just got the cover back right before this interview and I was screaming. It is so good. So I'm hoping to get stuff moving on that fairly quickly. And my goal is to be able to have physical copies on hand for sale at Forbidden Love. So come see me at my booth. There will be lots of stuff. I'm working on a special edition, hopefully also a signing exclusive. So lots of cool, pretty things, some more artwork. We might have some chapter 18 artwork in the works and maybe a 19 CBD. So lots of fun stuff.
Any more soap?
The soap is great, right? I love the soap.
Smells so
I
good.
would love to do a candle. I've got some feelers out at the moment. I'm like, a candle would be, I love a candle. I am open for merch collabs, everyone. I'm here and available. You wanna put my characters on stuff. Call me.
For real, that soap is so good, though. It smells so
It's
good.
it's incredible. Yeah.
We are so excited to see you in person in July. And I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We cannot wait for everyone to read Deathsbane and listen to the audio of Godsbane.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you too so much. This is everything my chaotic heart needs. You are the best. I love you so much.
We love you so
We
much.
love
And
you.
we love your characters and your books.
Thank you.
You are my auto-buy author, so thank you for taking time.
Stop.
You are definitely auto-buy author.
Like when you talk about like what success looks like for you, like just that statement right there is 100% the thing that I like set out to hear when I started this whole journey, and that means so much to me. It truly does. Thank you.
You win.
You win. You win.
I'm done now. I've maxed out.